It's been a very busy few days, and my brother David came to visit during that time. Oh, Oreo, what have you done to your house? So Martin is busy fixing the generator because there seemed to be a leak with the fuel supply. The pipe had perished.
So we're just doing a temporary fix here at the minute, just trying to get the fuel line onto the actual jet so it doesn't leak. But where's the filter? So we've got the fuel line coming out into the filter that goes into the little carb here, which makes the generator run, but all the while it's leaking, it's not going to run at all. Need it to be as tight as possible. Hopefully, if we turn this on, we don't get a leak. Oh no, it's still leaking. Basically, just need to fumble around with it for a little while until we get it to stop leaking. A Jubilee clip would be better, but we don't have that, so cable tie it is.
Yeah, because my inverter is beeping with this error 4 again. It does this most mornings, even when it is sunny, and as soon as the sun is shining, it stops. So and this is even in the heat of summer, so I really don't know what is going on with this, and I don't understand it. So
I think we need to take this pipe off and think of a different strategy, because something needs to go around there really tight to pinch that round the nipple, because that's where the generator takes the fuel in.
Yeah,
it needs to be really tight, otherwise what was happening before, it was leaking at all the joints because the pipe had perished, and then it was dropping down here and going onto the bottom of the fuel bowl here. So we need to try and reduce this size here somehow, and then we'll try again.
so now the water has subsided over here. It does seem that some of the watermelon seeds I planted a week ago are starting to come up, because there's some coming up, I think, over here as well. Perfect. This is by my grey water area. Right, so silicone has now been applied where the tiles meet. It's around the tap, and it's also been put underneath the sink basin thingy. So it's all perfectly sealed. Yay! Thumbs up. So the bench area that I had in there with these rocks has finally been closed up. So there's no space for mice, no little mouse houses left over here. It's brilliant. It's raining, but there is a rainbow. I wonder if there's a pot of gold over there. Might need to go and look for it. So the heavy rain that we had has exposed all these ant nests around here. It's unbelievable. These big ants. Like, you couldn't see these before. It wasn't so noticeable, but now you can just see all the holes for their ant nests. Does anybody know what these are? These look like giant, but it's quite woody, yeah? It's quite solid. So it's not soft like a mushroom, but if you look at the size of my hand next to it, it's like huge. There's a whole lot more, oops, over here. It's like giant wood things. Wood mushrooms. Water mine is still looking so full and Yeah, I don't know. I don't think you can quite pick it up. The light isn't that good for you to pick up the frogs that are floating on the top, sunbathing. Oops. Oh, one's just gone under. There's another big one over there. I know you can see it's about there somewhere. Oh, there's another one just down there as well. Lots of frogs. What are you chewing, Juno? You're not supposed to eat sticks like that. My brother David has come to visit, and he's just straight off the airplane, and he is making a mortar mix for the cord wall. Hard at work, David, always. So this morning we're at Nick's house where Raymond and Sandra are volunteering and visiting. And Raymond is a master butcher. He's brought all his little tool things, which are commonly called knives.
Not that little.
Oh, not that little. They're quite dangerous. And he's going to give us a sausage making masterclass. Okay, so the master butcher is busy removing skin and finding the good bits of meat to use for sausage. And he is putting discard stuff over there. And he's got sausage and meat that we can use for the sausage to mince, and the fat, he's keeping it separate over there. Okay, so you said bad butchers
you sell a lot of sausage and a lot of money, then you have a big pan of gravy. Less meat.
Yeah. So what do they have? 60 fat, 40 meats, the bad butchers. So we would rather have 60 meat, 40 fat, or actually less.
We do 80-20.
80-20. So we can have 80 meat, 20 fat as our ratio. And Nick is absolutely exhausted from watching sausage making.
Yeah, it's really hard work. I'm so glad everyone's here.
For support. You can use this for stir frying. It's quite marbled, but it's very nice. Or you can make it through your rice or something else. Under here is what we call the fat loin. It's very lean. Tasteful. You can make a roll out of it or slices, but you really need to take good care if you're gonna fry or bake it, because it goes dry really fast.
All right.
So the behind the hind part of the pig is more lean and sooner dry. If you want to like to stew, the front part of the pig. And now this
So you're saying this has got too hot?
Yeah,
When it's
for
scalding?
sawing. Yeah, no, it's sawing.
Oh, for sawing. Oh, right.
Yeah. That's why in some slaughterhouses nowadays saw with water.
Yeah.
Plus really thin high jet in the cut. Then you don't have the scalding, like the burning from the sawing.
Yes.
This is called, in Holland it's called an aanzetstaal, a steel. And this metal is harder than a knife. Imagine yourself on the rim of the knife, there are all small hairs. And you're trying to, when you're cutting meat and bone, you hit bone, it will rearrange the hairs. So in matter of fact, the mess will become, the knife will become dull. And you can do it like this. Straighten the hairs again, or the better way, the safer way, keep it on, and you have to maintain the same angle as the edge. And it sounds a bit different.
Does sound different.
Yeah. And then you have a sharp knife again. You can only do this a certain amount, and then you have to
Get
use a stone to sharpen to make
Okay.
a new edge on it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Gilmore.
10 or 12?
15, please. Or 20 to put in swag.
You're 6'5".
Gilmore is confused. He can see us working with meat and we're not giving him any. He's looking sad.
Stronger the better.
Raymond's name.
You can divide it in two by cutting the skin. Stick the knife in like there, you remove your hand. Stick the knife in like this.
Yeah.
Then you have a small handle, and what's more easy, make a hole in it,
Yeah.
and then you have to stretch the meat over the knife. And if you do it when it's not
Fresh,
been
yeah.
frozen,
Yeah.
then you can.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. So Raymond's
So you-
showing us how you cut up a pig belly.
You remove the skin, because the skin is not that. So you can fry the skin, it's very tasteful, but not everybody can eat them.
Is this not what you turn into crackling?
Yes, it is.
Oh, well then maybe we want to keep the crackling separate, or do we not want to? We don't want to keep the crackling.
It's not the best.
No, it's not the best.
Because
Okay.
the
Okay,
portion
right.
didn't go as planned, I wouldn't do it.
Okay, right. Hey, Raymond, so show us, what have you just, so from the pork belly, he folded it over, and then he's just cut. Do you want to just,
Yeah, we cut,
I nearly
in
tripped over a
Holland,
cat.
in Holland we call it speklappen.
Yeah,
It's greasy slices, they call them. This is a
Yeah.
bit thick because it's moving around a lot. In Holland, at the job, we use the machine to cut them.
Yeah.
You can have them
and so
certain
you have
width.
that, so these are almost like pork rashers, I think that we would call them maybe, and then those are, you can make them nice and crispy in the oven.
If you bake them crispy in your skillet
Mm-hmm.
and let them boil in their own fat, they're amazing. Just add pepper and salt, nothing more.
If you cut 4 or 5 of them now,
Yeah,
we'll have
You
some,
start
we'll
frying.
have some lunch.
that's the best idea you got up with this day.
What Andrea is wearing. Yes. So this is, so Raymond is showing us this lovely pork loin that he is
It's not
Cut
a
off.
loin. What is it?
It's equivalent,
equivalent
of a loin.
Of a loin.
Yeah.
equivalent
It's
of a
really,
loin.
really, really soft.
And that comes from the shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Away, girl. Yeah. But, yeah.
The bigger plate, I've got to just shout now to drown people out. We've got the bigger plate on. We've got the bigger plate on now to do the fat first, and then we will change this to the medium-sized plate to do the meat. So, yeah. Fat's coming out. You need to have fat in the sausage too, because that gives the flavour.
And stops it being really dry.
So we're going to change this now, and the view at Nick's place through his moon gate is stunning. Look at that. Okay, so this is the mince that we've made from the meat that we are now going to divide up so that we can make different kinds of sausage, and that was the fat as well that was minced up. So Nick is trying not to lose any more fingers.
Like this.
He's got a special dance while he does it.
Meat Demon in the Sausage Factory.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
great. I don't know what their biggest hit was.
We're going to start the next, a band. Meat Demon in the Sausage Factory. So
I'm cutting
Nick-
frozen bread.
Nick is
Making it breadcrumbs.
cutting frozen bread to make breadcrumbs. We've had to calculate all the different ratios for each thing.
Different types of sausage.
Martin is swatting flies, and David is doing the intense calculations on his phone for the ratios. And
Don't forget me. Don't forget me. me.
Right, so this is the pork and lemon supreme. We're going to make, I think, we're going to make chipolatas out of this one, I think, okay?
Yes, we're going to.
Right, okay. He's doing some kind of a Cornish Welsh dance. Oh, and she, look at Andrew's also doing a dance.
For our festa.
Yeah. As they are preparing their pork banger mixture.
Oops, bit of a lump there. I'll take that one out.
Yeah, Andrew doesn't like lumpy ones. We're busy mixing up the mixture of, this is Sasati Wors, which is a curry flavor, and we've added in some of my homemade peach chutney that I made the weekend. And it's being mixed so that you don't get the warmth of your hand touching the meat. And Nick just mixes his by hand because he has cold hands and a warm heart.
Yeah.
Okay, so Raymond is telling us what happens when you overmix. So you don't want to mix it more than this. Why, Raymond?
Because the protein and the salt will, hello. It will break down protein and it will make a big, like a lumpy soup. You don't want to overmix it. But you don't want to undermix it, otherwise your sausage will fall apart.
Okay, right. So you've got to get it just right, and that is the right consistency. Perfect. Nick has got a new pet, replacing
Sweet
Andrea.
Come on,
He likes the one that eats after they have, don't they? Doesn't it eat the male afterwards?
I just sent this one over.
You see it better now?
Yeah.
This was in the box, wasn't it? There's no normal way to do this without people blushing, or another way to do it.
And Raymond won't even let me do this.
Oh, do you want to do it?
It's okay. You can do it. I'll do the next lot.
Sure.
Right, so Raymond is showing us how fast
No.
he can link the sausages. So this is the pork lemon supreme. So it's pork sausages with lemon, basically. Oh, there's still a whole big piece you haven't done.
No, it's a strange skin because, see, if I squeeze them and turn them, they will
Oh, jump out again.
become a new sausage again.
Okay,
So,
right.
strange skins.
Brother David is working on his tan as he's trying to debark eucalyptus logs. Right, rest of the cordwood is all prepped. Some of it just needs to be cut down a little bit shorter, the longer pieces. But we have started on the second side, and that side is done. Thank you so much for all your support, your wonderful comments, and to Pamela for the pig record book and little pig first aid kit as well. Thank you so much. And to all who've bought coffee and subscribed to my channel, your support is greatly appreciated. So thank you so much. So there's another very, very busy week ahead with lots of things planned. In the meantime, stay safe, stay sane, and I'll see you on the next video.